And your source for esports racing is live. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Full Velocity Racing Network. Live tonight at the Texas Motor Speedway. Tuesday night means it is time for the Hobo Racing League Voiles Trucking Cup Series, run here every Tuesday night here on NR 2003. And it is great to have you aboard this evening with Facebook Live, YouTube, and Twitch TV. Good evening, everyone. Phil LaCassiere, Jack chewing on the controls. My partner Blake McCandless should be in here rather shortly because he had opening night tonight with the Gardner-Webb basketball team there, so they were just finishing up the end of their first scrimmage of the season, so he'll be scrambling in here in just a little bit, but it is race number 2 of the round of 8, and a lot to get to, and a great crowd on hand as always on a Tuesday night. So before we get racing for 117 laps, let's take this thing trackside. Let's pay honor to this great nation, the United States of America. Ladies and gentlemen, the playing of our national anthem. All right, back here live inside the Texas Motor Speedway. Great to have you aboard here tonight. We're in the second race of the round of 8. Last week's winner here, of course, Mr. Kilojoules aboard the car number 029. He will definitely race his way onto the Homestead Miami Speedway. Will he win again tonight, or will another driver notch his name into the stone here at the Homestead Miami Speedway 2 weeks from tonight? If you can already believe it, season's gone by in a blink of an eye. We look at the standings tonight. You got Caleb Lingo sitting in that second spot. I think a comfortable run here tonight will put him above the cut line. And Caleb, of course, tonight, as we look at the top of the board here in qualifying, sets tonight Hard Motorsports quick time with a lap of 27.523. Third of the standings, we find car number 13, Harry Codian. Number 13 car is in the field tonight. He'll roll off back in 21st. Fourth in the standings, we find Jeff Fugate aboard car number 9. He's going to start deep in the field tonight as well, sitting in 20th. And outside the cut currently, we find the names of Herman Reese, Randy Smith, Keith McLean, who had an off night last week, and also Jason San Diego. So a lot to get to here tonight as we update this to standings, where they look, where they sit, and how we're looking as we get racing here tonight. 117 laps around the Texas Motor Speedway. So not a long race, but not a short race by any means. You got to get these things sorted out. You'll make at least 3 pit stops this evening, I would probably assume. I know Blake's more the guy that would keep me up to date on that, but when he gets here, I'm sure his brilliance will come out as it always does, and we'll get ready to go here racing down trackside here as we start gridding them up. Let's take you through our Voiles Trucking starting lineup. On the pole with the number 113 is Caleb Lingle, and alongside two-time winner of the season aboard the number 15, Jordan McGregor. Row number 2, needing a rebound this week aboard car number 28, Keith McLean, KJ Kilojoules alongside the 029. Rolling off 5th this evening aboard car number 193. That is Ricky Johnson with the number 77 of Kevin Roy on the outside of row 3. Steve Grant brings the Speedland number 11 car out from 7th position with Rick Craddock in the number 20 car. He rolls off 8 with a great qualifying run. Top 10 run here tonight so far in qualifying. Car number 112, Eddie Rayleigh with the number 73. Herman reached out to the outside in a Cadillac. 6th row, we find Danny Hardy in the 03. The number 81 of Troy Donahue. Let's go trackside.
Drivers, start your engines.
Picking up the field, rolling off 13th tonight aboard the U.S. Navy Chevrolet, aboard car number 61. That is Ralph Pauly. The number 66 will start alongside. That is Brett Carter. The number 23 rolls off on position number 15 this evening. That is Maverick with the number 10 of Randy Smith on the outside of row 8. 9th row, the 31 car. That's Jeff Stakanis with Jason San Diego, a chase contender tonight on the outside of row number 9, starting off in car number 22. Ron Simpson starts 19th tonight aboard the number 25. Jeff Fugate brings his championship contending number 9 off from 20th. Harry Codian, third of the standings tonight. He rolls off 21st with Duke Sorensen's number 59. Rich Napick is 23rd aboard car number 6. Steve Rubino aboard number 21 rolls off 24th. It's the 40 of Gary Morn and Rob Keller's number 57 making up the next row. Manny Diaz, a Wiley King, Pushrod, and Brian Voiles rounding out a 30-car field tonight here live at the Texas Motor Speedway. Great to have you all aboard here tonight. Facebook Live, YouTube, Twitch TV, as we get ready to call all the action here. 117 laps around the field over in turn number 3 and 4. And the anticipation of this one is building. You know, we're going to see a lot of high-speed RPMs here at Texas, as we normally do. These cars we wound up open setups, the original game track, so a lot of familiarity, a lot of things that we probably haven't seen here in a while on the network. We're about to take pace because we have that full velocity TV Chevrolet Corvette pace car onto pit road, and that's going to turn the field over to the starter. He looks over the front row. Caleb Lingo, Jordan McGregor. We go iRacing, iFlag.com. Green flag racing up in the air, and we go motoring off into turn number 1 and 2. Caleb Lingo going to bring his Ford to the low side. He will lead the field. We'll see if Jordan McGregor can't fall in front of Keith McLean off turn number 2. No, here comes that Texaco Haviland Ford. He'll look alongside on the back straightaway now with that big run off the outside. McGregor will get that second spot. McLean back to third right away. Ricky Johnson picks up the 4th spot over KJ as we go single file through turns number 3 and 4. It looks like so far clean through the opening lap, so that's a good sign here after a couple of hiccups last week with this group. So hoping for a more of a green flag running race here at Texas tonight. I think these guys have it in them. It's the old Texas Motor Speedway original layout, so I think we've all made a billion laps on this place. I think setup should be pretty comfortable. Guys should be comfortable with it. A little bit of slick racetrack early. We'll see how this thing kind of plays out the course of the night. It'll be slick on old tires, but if you let your set come in, you can really get after it here, and I really believe that's what we're going to see here later on over the course of the night. You guys out there watching tonight, Facebook Live, give me a shout out there. I'll monitor that chat all night long, as I do every week, also over on YouTube, and we'll try to take a peek over to Twitch TV as well. If there's any users over there, make sure you pipe in, say hello. We'll try to take care of you all night long, and thank you for your support here live every night on the Full Velocity Racing Network as we go back in time as we do. It's always going to be a part of us, what we do. NR 2003, where Todd and myself and Jack all came from, and we'll be here as long as the great groups have us back here to call the racing action. We'll do just that, just like we're going to do here in the month of December. Actually, a couple weeks here, 2 weeks from Saturday. We're going to be over at Bomb Squad Racing. Yes, Bomb Squad Racing, Full Velocity Racing Network. We're going to be live November the 16th for the first round of the Christmas Spectacular Series for BSR. 4 races going to be picked up here in November, the first couple weeks of December, Saturday nights. We'll have all the details so you can find them on Facebook. We'll post it all the schedule here on the Full Velocity Racing Network website in the next day or two as well. Also picking up awesome dates with the East-West Modified Tour over at iRacing. But if you missed that race last week, 44 drivers starting in a Whalen Modified. I know Whalen Modifieds are something very near and dear to the group over here at Hobo Racing and a lot of other great NR leagues we've done over the years. Guys like STR and ECT come to mind. Modified Racing and iRacing, something you don't want to miss, and we will have that covered here this Thursday night, 2 nights from now with the Stafford Motor Speedway. So looking very much forward to getting out there and doing more pavement stuff here on the network. We're really happy to do so as we look out here. 5 laps complete. Caleb Lingle, Jordan McGregor, Keith McLean, Ricky Johnson, KJ Kilojoules there in the top 5. Eddie Rayleigh's already up to the 6th spot in the 112. Rick Craddock running in 7th. Danny Hardy's got the 03 in 8th. 9th will be Herman Reese, Kevin Roy running up the top 10. And they're basically a lot of them all spread out around the speedways. I'm just looking on back here to see if we can't find a couple of close battles because the top 15 is all kind of all strung out single file. And kind of back here, back to the top 20, I find the likes of Ron Simpson back here in 18th and Jeff Fugate. Keep an eye on those guys coming back there. Fugate, Cody Ann having to come from deep in the field tonight and try to find Harry Cody Ann back here through the standings. And I even think I lost. Harry's running 17th. There he is, 17th for Harry Cody Ann. So those guys try to make their way through the field. We'll keep pace with them as the best we can do over the course of 117 laps with the race for the race lead over into turn number 1 and 2. Caleb Lingle by 2 car lengths over Jordan McGregor. Keith McLean, you think back last week on the short track at Martinsville, Keith had a really, really off night. It was a really good fast race car. Spun it out twice, wrecked it real bad, wrecked on the last lap, trying to make a big ditch effort, and now finds himself sitting 7th in the point standings, a well-distanced back of the cutoff line. Almost Keith McLean going to need a win here in the next couple of weeks if he's going to punch himself into that round of 4 at Homestead, and he looks to do so here at Texas tonight. And a little bit insider trading this afternoon. As I normally do pre-race, I do talk to KJ Kilojoules quite a bit, and KJ says tonight this is the 28's car's race to win, and the only thing keeping him from that, well, he says, is maybe a little bit of extra liquid courage, because I guess Keith wasn't feeling no pain coming into the race, so I guess KJ says the 28 car is the guy to watch this evening, and the only thing going to keep that car to victory lane other than bad luck is just him making a silly mistake out there, so watch for him. And he says if he has to, he'll push him into victory lane because he knows how he can deal with him at Homestead. He won't be a threat, he says. So a little bit playing between teammates right there. The PPR2 guys, really great guys. I see Brett Levins over here on the Facebook Live chat. Says old fun from back in the day. Millions of hours played. Absolutely. We're still playing this thing. Brett, we still have great leagues like Hobo Racing. We're going to see BSR in a couple of weeks. Of course, our home base for Jack, myself, and Todd is the TDR Racing League. We do that on Saturday nights and many nights through the week, but also so many still great leagues out there that we've covered over the years. A lot of them still doing alive and well. So we're going to go back and take a look at, Brett, what was still, think yesteryear? Well, it's still present. It's still every much a bit of alive. And hope you go out there and find it, or guys that may have forgotten about NR 2003. Yes, it still lives, it still breathes. It's obviously not the big days like the old Sierra lobbies and whatnot, but there's still great racing out there to be had. Open Speedway still around. Games like FTF, Rolling Thunder Gaming. I mean, so many awesome leagues out there. We just can't name them all. Wish I could. But we have a great time covering all we possibly can here on the Full Velocity Racing Network, because it's pretty tame so far for the first 12 laps. So that's, I think, what we expected to see. Caleb Lingle now, 2 car lengths there over that number 15, Jordan McGregor in second, 2 car lengths back to Keith McLean running in third. Is waiting to see. Gotta imagine setups have come in rather nicely, 13 laps in. You're starting to burn off some of the fuel of that. You're probably at about 34, 35 laps in a tank of fuel, I would think. Wish that Blake was here already to tell me that, but we'll see how that burns off. So you're going to think probably getting toward almost halfway through a fuel run, so you wonder how these cars start to react there, if they get light with the less fuel burn off, or they getting tight with the right front tires, or wonder how guys will set their cars up here at the Texas Motor Speedway. A guy like myself, not an open setup guy at all, but I refer to guys like KJ, a trusted friend. I know guys like Brandon Hawken, Randall Coleman, some of the best league open setup races out there. I know they really love Texas. It's a place you can fly around. You get a money setup. Guys like Danny Hardy have won here 1 billion times over the years. The old 3 in the field tonight back there in position number 7. So really cool to have all the flavor here from many years ago. Lots of laps of experience. And so for a guy like myself who does a lot of fixed setup racing, open setup, not really something I'm good at, but we know these guys are. We see it week after week, and we'll try to do the best job we can with till Blake gets here with one set of eyes out here, if you can call that a set of eyes that I do have. I'm not really sure we can even consider it that anymore, but we'll leave that for another day. Another public service announcement I have in the works for you guys, and we'll look out there. Good race for that top 5 position. I see Rick Craddock has worked his way now up to the 6th spot in the 20. Danny Hardy a little distance back there in 7th. We find Herman Reese running in 8th. Kevin Roy now up to 9th. And from deep in the field, the number 31 of Jeff Stacanis, his Dodge now breaks his way to the top 10. I believe it's Troy Donahue back there now in 11th, as Jeff has just passed him around that last lap. Jason San Diego running in 12th. Ralph Pauly's in 13th. Ron Simpson, a good run early for the 25. He runs 14th, and I say, Jack, that'd be the best race of the racetrack to take a look at right now. Fugate and Simpson were just about side by side off turn number 4. Maybe not. They kind of fall back in line to what I thought was going to become a good race off the corner. I guess right now it really isn't, so we'll take a keep peeking on through the field as we don't want to miss anything up front, as well as Lingle, McGregor, McLean, KJ, and Ricky Johnson. Those top 5 have broken away from 6th place Rick Craddock. So we'll go back up front here in a second as we continue. Oh, we got one car on the wall. We got trouble over at turn number 3 and 4. Gary Morin's Coors Light machine is up against the wall with a big hard hit to the right side. And it looks like we are going to stay under the green flag, but a tough hit for the Coors Light, Bud Light Camaro, car number 40. Gary Morin, a big hit on the outside wall over in turn number 3 and 4. He got a lead change, as well as I'm expecting a yellow flag out there with all that contact, but I guess we do not. So we go back up front. We find Jordan McGregor has worked his way underneath the number 20 or number 113 of Caleb Lingo. Caleb is going to slide all the way back to it looks like fourth and potentially fifth. Is McLean all the way around him. KJ's there. Ricky Johnson. So from first to fifth, it almost feels like we're in a super speedway right now. You get stuck up high. They invade that low line. 113. The pole sitter here tonight, Caleb Lingo. He will drop back to position number 5. We look for the likes of Rick Craddock in the number 20. Let's see if he can't run down that top 5. It was, about 2 seconds last time around. Danny Hardy having a good run. Herman Reese back there running 7th and 8th. And just watching some early comers and goers through this field. And I got to tell you, that number 22 of Jason San Diego, he's making some waves, as is the number 9 car of Jeff Fugate. Jeff is up to 14th. Harry Codian not having that big rise I thought he may have. Harry's number 13 back in the 16th spot. Randy Smith back there, another championship contender running in 17th. So a lot of big stories to tell here tonight. Steve Grant, guy needing a good run. An 11 car back there all the way in 28th. And I saw the Gary Morin car, as we said, he hit the outside wall. We had trouble in the back straightaway. One car got really loose, almost took out the inside wall. Was that the Caleb Lingo 113? It was Keith McLean on the number 28. Something broke there. Texco Haviland Ford, his car broke way loose off of turn number 2, and now he loses the 5th spot to Rick Craddock. So whatever happened to Keith McLean, well, he was up there running the top 2 or 3, and now he falls himself back to position number 6 and may have a problem. I think he hit the left front of that car off the inside wall in the back chute, so that may hurt the handling of that car as we see Herman Reese go on by. Danny Hardy's worked his way around. So Keith McLean needing a good run tonight here in Texas. Not the way he wants to start at, working 22 laps in, and now some damage to the left front of that 28 car. So he'll continue to fall back to the field and running now in position number 8. But looking out here is I said 2 drivers I did see pull behind the wall. Gary Morin off that contact on 3 and 4. Looks like something broken there, maybe terminal. Also the number 710, the pride of Riverside, Rhode Island, Manny Diaz has pulled the 710 car behind the wall as well. So 30 cars started. We have 2 back there. We got 28 left on the racetrack. And as we see up front, Jordan McGregor, a guy who has just shown a lot of speed. And you think what the championship picture may look like here at Hobo when we come back next year. I'll tell you what, if the name Jordan McGregor is not a part of that scenario, I will be the most shocked guy out there, because that guy has shown a lot of speed. And I got to think tires may be beginning to burn off here in a big way, because we have really stretched it out. McGregor, KJ, Ricky Johnson now have pulled away from 4th place running Caleb Lingle. Good gap back there, about a second and a half back to a 20 car of Craddock. Danny Hardy back there running as well. Guys are really all strung out all over the top 10. 11 through 15 is kind of close together back there. Jeff Fugate in the number 9 car. How about the run for that number 9 all the way now up from 20th to that 9th position? So Fugate's got a good piece here early coming in tonight. 4th in the point standings, badly needing a good run here tonight, rebounding from last week. So great to see Jeff on the right foot here early on here in that Sundrop Dodge. Fugate now up to the 11th spot. Good run early for Ron Simpson. Not so good for guys like Steve Grant, as we documented. Steve with some issues in the number 11 car back there in 28th, the final car in the lead lap. And something happened to the number 112 of Eddie Rayleigh. He was a car in the top 10. He was running 6th here a little while ago. Issues for the 112 car and put Eddie back to position number 26. So that's tough sledding back there, as those guys have obviously had issues these first 27 laps, all under the green flag. And I think we're going to see green flag pit stops that may be happening soon, as I look up on my timing and scoring, and I see just that. I see chat starting to go up there. I think the first I do see is Eddie Rayleigh's U.S. Army Chevrolet coming down on pit road. He was up in the top 10 early, a good qualifying run. But that car really fell through the field, so you wonder if something happened there for the Eddie Rayleigh machine. Is his Chevrolet Camaro down on pit road, as is Jason San Diego. That's one of our championship contenders. His Dodge down on pit road on lap 28. 4 tires for that Dodge. He pits himself out of position number 12. And guess I officially can say we have that pit window open, so I'm expecting the next few laps we're going to get busy. I think Keith McLean's going to be the next of the group to come down pit road. Texco Haviland Ford making his slow crawl, 45 miles per hour down the pit lane. We did see Keith had that issue. He was running in the top 3 before little bit of tail into the inside wall there on the back straightaway. So it's going to be, it looks like definitely 4 tires for Texaco Haviland Ford as they put right sides up in the air. They'll get the rights down. They'll swing over to the left side. They'll pull the fender out a little bit. You got to imagine that 28 car probably a little bit hurt after that contact there. Looks like they'll get that all sorted out. Keith McLean going to join the race back there. He'll be down and away as we'll continue to monitor what is going on down here. I do see Harry Cody Ann's number 13 is he coming in or is already been in for some stuff. He's in the stall right now. His M4S Camaro on pit road. Chevrolet also come down, take 4 tires on his car. They're over to the left sides already. Harry Cody Ann coming in third in the standings tonight, needing a good run. 4 tires in his car. He is down and away as I keep peeking down on this end of pit road. I think I seen Caleb Lingles, number 113, the pole sitter, coming down pit side on lap number 30 as he hits the stall. Right side tires go up on his Ford Mustang GT as they put the rights down. They swing over to the left sides. 4 tires. Quick work here for that number 113 team. He is down and away. Also to update the championship picture, Jeff Hugate's number 9. The Sundrop Dodge, who has been probably the biggest comer of the race so far. He's marching to the top 10. He's down on pit road as we've got a race for the lead as I'm recapping pit stops as Jack's out there showing a lot of things, pit stops and racing battles to the lead. Looks like McGregor and Ricky Johnson having a battle on the racetrack. You got an alert all going to be pit side here as soon as they all start to kind of cycle their way on in. As down here, I got Fugate's pitted in front of me. See who's that up ahead? Ron Simpson there as we're kind of in the middle part of pit road as we'll peek down to. Let's go see what the race leader's up to. Jordan McGregor, Ricky Johnson. They still continue to make laps out there. Ricky Johnson, the lead now over Jordan McGregor as we exit turn number 4. They're going to flash by again. So wondering how far these guys can really push it on fuel as KJ's now in the second spot aboard the O29. Where did Jordan McGregor disappear to? He disappeared to pit road. There he is aboard the number 15. And said, I'm clicking down here, clicking through all the buttons, clicking through all the drivers, trying to find where they've all kind of gone. You sometimes lose them in the middle of these stops. It happens. They work quickly. And they certainly are here. Caution-free so far as we get the 15 of McGregor on pit road. He's going to get 4 tires in his Ford. I'm going to start peeking down to the 29 on 193 pit because you got to imagine it's not going to be too long before we see those 2 cars start making their way in. I look down and here they come. The Voiles Trucking Ford, number 193. Ricky Johnson onto pit road. Kayla Jules as well. McGregor peeling out there. I think we see Randy Smith's car starting to head down to the number 10. Danny Hardy, the number 03, work done there as well. So saw Rob Keller, Brett Carter down here. Maverick's been down here as well. Kevin Roy, Bob Becker, the old pushrod. Steve Rubino's car. He's got 4 tires. He has come in. So looks like we're at the very, very tail end of around the green flag pit stops here. And we'll see where all these kind of sort themselves out. Brian Voiles, the number 68. I believe he maybe score the race to the next time by off of 3 and 4, but he's going to come on in now. I think Brian Voiles may be one of the very last to pit his way here. 34 laps in, so squeezing out probably extra 4 or 5 laps on fuel. I wonder how it'll play out for the 68. Not a bad idea for our buddy Brian Voiles. Also, Rich Knappix, Harley Davidson Chevrolet. Car number 6 is in as we have a wreck on the racetrack. Yellow on the speedway. Yellow, right in the middle or toward the tail end of around the green flag pit stops is going to track a whole lot of guys a lap down. And, man, this is going to turn a lot of things upside down. Wave arounds are going to be a part of it. We're going to see a lot of things happening. But our first Hanover Record Service caution flag of the evening on the lap, number 35. And I believe the number 95 of Wiley King may be involved in this one as we work off turn number 2. I did see some cars exiting the pits. Wiley off of turn number 2 as he makes his round. Oh, looks like he got really loose. Kind of pulled the McLean on the inside wall, up all the way back across the racetrack in the middle of traffic. And I think everybody, for the most part, missed him. So that's going to put us in our very first Hanover Record Service caution flag, a full velocity instant replay brought to you by our friends at BladeNode.com. You need some web hosting, VPS server, dedicated server will look no further than the simple web solutions powered by nerds provided at our friends. Check it out today over at BladeNode.com. Hope I'm muted because a half a gallon of sweet tea just went in my mouth. All right, the lights are out around the Texas Motor Speedway. Great to have you aboard here, the Full Velocity Racing Network. Just kind of taking a break here under the yellow. Save my voice. I've told myself here the last couple of weeks, Tuesday nights at Hobo, we do one of these long races. Phil, do not have pasta for dinner. What do you think we did tonight for dinner for like the 15th Tuesday in a row? Well, it was rainy, dreary, dark, really early with this time change. Probably dark here about 3 o'clock this afternoon. It was lasagna night in the household, so of course I had to have a big plate of that. Of course, that's going to make that acid reflux thing all burn down low, take your breath away all night long, and we're going to get through this one. Blake McCandless should be in, hopefully here shortly, and join me and maybe carry the second half of this show as we're having a great time, but we're going to go back to some green flag racing. Caleb Lingle, Jordan McGregor, Ricky Johnson, Kayla Jules, Danny Hardy going to be our top 5 now as we go back iRacingIFlag.com. Green flag in the air. Looks like we're going to have all 26, 27 cars left on the racetrack. All going to be in the lead lap, I think, maybe excluding now the likes of Eddie Rayleigh. I think Eddie may have had a little bit of a run-in with the alien, so hopefully the 112 car is okay, but looks like 26 drivers taking the restart, and we run it down off at turn number 3 and 4. Terrific 35-lap run to open the race, but now our second yellow flag of the night greets us right on the restart. Yellow, 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 second time tonight, brought to you by our friends at the Hanover Record Service, and our list may have caught up one of our Championship 8 out there. As I look off the exit of turn number 2, I see the Dodge number 22. Jason San Diego may have got collected in something or washed up the racetrack at 1 and 2, and I'm not sure if he was slowing down or something may have gone amiss, but the car went up in smoke. Black smoke, I think the 22 of San Diego, it did. Motor let go, and that is a developing situation. That's a guy in the round of 8 with Jason San Diego. As I take the points widget here up on my screen, and I look and I see Jason comes in tonight in that lonely spot. Position number 8 was going to need a good run here tonight. That may set him up in a dire, desperate win ticket into the ISM Raceway next week in Phoenix, Arizona, because here at lap number 40, the number 22 of Jason San Diego, the motor has gone out. That car behind the wall tonight going to be done for car number 22. That is a tough, tough, tough break, and we'll see here real quick if maybe we can't get a word with the driver of the 22 and see if maybe we can figure out what happened, see if I can catch him before he leaves the server here tonight. So I'll click on over into the Hobo Racing Team Speak where I can communicate with a lot of these drivers, and we'll see if we can't get the number 22, Jason San Diego, here really quick as I'll move some traffic around here. And there we go. I think I've got them all.
User was moved to your channel.
There we go. Sticky button there. There we go. I think we'll try to get the driver, Jason San Diego. Phil LaCassa, full velocity, buddy. You have a copy?
Hey, what's up?
Hey, buddy, I wanted to check in. Motor going away on that number 22 car. That really sucks. Only 40 laps into the run, man. Any warning if that thing was going to go off at all?
Nah, I think I misshifted there. I think that was my fault. But it's pretty good that first run. Cycled around the 5th before the yellow came out, but came and got tired. So I was back to 15th, 16th, and just messed up my shifting there. Blew the engine.
Yeah, that stinks. You had a good read. Started off 18th. You charged your way up into the top 10. Look, you've had a really good car. I mean, I hate to say mechanical issue. Just sometimes we miss a gear on one of these things, and there's really nothing you can do. And you come in tonight, I look in here, the championship round of 8. Your name sits in position 8. You had to have a good run here tonight. Maybe now putting yourself in that dire win to advance to Homestead next week, the ISM Raceway. How do you think going into next week? Are you good at Phoenix? Or is it a place you kind of like and race around and adapt to? Or what can we expect to see from a 22 next week?
Yeah, Phoenix is one of my favorite tracks. I live near Phoenix. I'm in Arizona. But I'm not actually in I got disqualified after the last round. They just haven't fixed the points. So it's Steve and Randy, I think, need to win to get in. I'm already out, but I was hoping to, it'd be nice to get a win before the season's over.
All right, man. Well, I'm glad you updated me that. I'm not sure if they updated the points. What the heck I'm looking at now. I got the standings. I see top 8, so I'm running with that, but I'll take your word for it, buddy. Thanks for taking a couple seconds here on the Full Velocity Racing Network. We're out there tonight as usual, Facebook Live, YouTube, and Twitch TV. I'll normally do this with the guys in the top 3, but it's our first interview of the night. Jason, anybody out there you want to say hello to, buddy? The floor is all yours. Give everybody a shout out there watching.
No, I'm good.
I love it. Short and sweet. Nope, good. I don't want to embarrass myself. There he is, folks. Jason San Diego. Jason, thanks for being a great sport, man. Good luck next week in Phoenix.
Thanks.
All right, let him go back to it. I really hate to talk to guys out of the race so early, but, man. Jason San Diego out of this one. Here's what did I do? I move up. I moved us.
User was moved out of your channel.
I didn't know, Jack, I had these capabilities, but this is like the 3rd week in a row. I've moved an entire channel around, so whatever my sticky buttons here under yellows, I need to stop breaking stuff. I'll leave that for Jack to do or for Todd to do and do for Piles to do every once in a while. So we'll try to reset ourselves here as we're lap 43. Maybe Bobby Farrell did it. Is he out there watching tonight, Bobby? Are you out there on YouTube Live? I'll click into the YouTube Live chat. I've been there over there all night long. I've been over here admired through Facebook looking at points and Let's click in to see what's up on YouTube as I see Tim Rodder's out there. Welcome aboard, Tim. I haven't seen that name in a long time. Judy's out there. Anne's out there. But sure, there's Barbara's name as I look up there. Larry Radowski. Great to see Larry out there as well. Hope all is well, Larry. Hope you're doing well. And see even further up the sheet here as we go. And Barbara, Judy. The ladies are out there in a big way. Missing Gent Nation out there tonight. No Brendan the Gent, not with us. And I think he said he may just take a little break here for the rest of the season as a couple of good runs have kind of gone south for Jet Nation. So I'm hoping they're out there watching. Hope they haven't abandoned us altogether. Bobby is here. I can say Bobby is here, and if it's broken, it's probably Bobby Farrell's fault. He did that to me earlier. I think we got you figured out, Bobby. We love you, brother, but I'm glad you're here. Where's Brendan? If Bobby and I can play a game, where's the Gent? Can somebody help us out and find out where the heck the Gent is hiding out at? Because we certainly miss him out here on the network when he's not here on a Tuesday night. But it looks like, I believe lights are out aboard around the speedway. Yes, they are. We're going to go back a racing here. 43 laps on the board. Caleb Lingo leads over Jordan McGregor, Ricky Johnson, KJ Jules, Danny Hardy going to be our top 5. 635, Jeff Stakanis. Kevin Roy in 7th, Jeff Fugate 8th, Rich Napick in 9th, and Randy Smith going to run out our top 10 as we get back to it. Going to put 44 laps on the board. The pace car is in. Slow crawl down the front straightaway. We got the iRacingIFlag.com green flag back in the air. I can't believe we're already approaching halfway here. 44 laps in the book. I don't want to say already because we had a really good green flag run to open up the race. 2 yellow flags here, and hopefully fresh tires, cold tires. Blake would tell me cold tires equal wrecking. Hopefully these cars get themselves sorted out. We'll get another good run in like we did on the opening laps of the race here. I think we had a lot of good stuff left to go here at Texas this evening. Is Lingo going to lead them back over to turn number 3 once again? Jordan McGregor, Ricky Johnson, KJ Kilojoules, the only driver there. I can't say only driver. Caleb Lingo second in the standings. A guy, if he wins tonight, he'll race in Homestead. But I think even like a second or a third, even a top 5 run tonight, I think he'll have enough points accumulated, I think, or he'll be above the cut line looking into the ISM Raceway next week. So I think Caleb is going to be pretty comfortable out there as with guys like KJ we're in. Jeff Fugate, a guy wanting to get himself off that bubble line in 4th. Jeff now up into the top 10, running in the A spot. He's got teammate Rich Napick right there behind them. So, those 2 drivers looking to hook up. Also, Randy Smith's number 10 car. Good rebound for Randy this week here at Texas, looking to put together another good run in the Hard Rock Pontiac. Really love the look of that car. Love seeing Pontiacs on the racetrack. It's been so long since we've seen Pontiacs out there. I don't think we'll ever see the return of them. I think we'll probably see the return of Dodge back to the sport before we see Pontiac. But, God, those were great cars. Maybe they put them in, like, say, the Xfinity Series something. It'd be really cool to go back in time and see some of the old cars. Maybe you'll bring the old Buicks back, the Oldsmobiles back. If they even have Oldsmobiles out there, I'm sure they probably do. It'd be cool to see the old makes come back in some of the lesser series out there. Kind of take some of these big cup teams out of the going. And, I know they've kind of fixed the points there in that series and let, regulars win it recently. But it'd be kind of cool to see that all make, give it some kind of its own identity out there. I know they take different cars, but let's go make all together and manufacture and let's see what we can do. But we'll talk about that for another day, as I could go on all day about things I would love to see different in the NASCAR and ways I think will probably bring my interest back in, because let's face it, when I'm out here night after night, I don't really pay attention to that world. I'm more inept with what's going on in the iRacing world and the NASCAR 2003 world than I even am in the NASCAR world. So you want to ask me what happened race day? I probably have no idea, but what I do know right now is Jeff Stakanis and Danny Hardy. They are in a dead heat off of turn number 4, racing for the positioning in the top 5. I saw smoke, tire smoke from somebody. Hope they're all straight, as I heard somebody squeal and the tires over off the exit of 4, so we'll have to go back and see what we can maybe find there. But Stakanis now puts himself up into the top 5. 31 car is on the roll. He's going to bring teammate Jeff Fugate with him in that number 9. So a Jeff and Jeff show starting to take shape here in Texas as Fugate around Danny Hardy off turn number 4. One of the 3 car may be having some issues. The 03 as he's dropped himself back now to the 7th spot as we work over in turn number 1 and 2. There's still double file there. See Ricky Johnson, Jordan McGregor, Keela Jules, they're all sorted out there double file off of turn number 2. Let's see if we can get a little closer to that action and see what the heck they got going on as they hit turn number 3. And look, I see Jeff Fugate, KJ stuck up high. Fugate now to the inside of the 29 as KJ said it's his night. He's not going to win here at Texas. He's kind of already predicted It's going to take the 28 car to have an off night. I know Keith had issues early on. Keith is all the way back now in 22nd. So maybe Keith has made the mistake that may have cost him his night. KJ said if Keith loses, well, he's going to go out there and claim this one. And, well, buddy, Mr. Wilson out there, that's running in the 6th spot now. You can't win him running 6th, but you still got a long way left to go. So 51 laps in, 117 on the board. I'm sure he can probably do it. We know that guy's in a world of talent. Many time winner this season is a. Look over here to the Facebook Live, over to YouTube chat again. Larry's out here talking green. I don't know. Have we found Jen? Have we found Jen yet? I don't see Jen. We don't think we found Jen. I think he's mad at me. Bobby, did we make Brendan mad? I know that's an easy. Maybe I'll just text him. See if everything's all right. We'll do that here under the yellow. See if we can't get a hold of our buddy and make sure everything's okay. He's just kind of taking a break, sitting back, enjoying a little bit of semi-retirement, waiting for the open wheel season in the wintertime to come around. I know that's what I usually like to do as well. So we'll recap there. We'll check in with Brendan here a little bit. We have a lead change up front. Jordan McGregor has put himself to the lead. Ricky Johnson now and Caleb Lingle stuck up high. How about Jeff Stakanis, the Dodge number 31 now? Jeff going to put his way to the top 3 off of turn number 4. Terrific job by the 31 team. Him and the 9 of Fugate. They have kind of gotten together. Teammates, as we all know, Fugate and Stakanis, longtime friends, longtime teammates of those drivers now motoring their way up to 3rd and 4th. Can they be the ones to shake down likes of Jordan McGregor and Ricky Johnson? Man, really impressed. Good to see great guys having good runs out here at the Texas Motor Speedway. Guy who really having kind of an off night here is a guy like Harry Codian, who Harry had a great run going on last week at Martinsville, almost won that thing. Well, Harry qualified about 18th or 19th tonight. The number 13 is stuck back in position number 17. So I know he came in tonight 3rd in the standings and finished back there outside the top 15. That could be precarious looking into the ISM Raceway next week out there in Arizona. So we'll have to keep an eye on what the 13 does the rest of the night. Keith McLean's car still back there as well. Steve Grant's car stuck in the back part of the top 20 as well. So we'll have to keep an eye on what's going on in the back as we do up front. We'll keep tabs on through the middle of the field. And I'm hoping Blake will get here soon. Know we had a busy night out there with Gardner-Webb University's basketball season kind of opening up tonight. And as you know, Blake's been the equipment guy over there at Gardner-Webb for a couple of years. Done a great job. The video coordinating stuff. There's a lot of great stuff here for the planning, what their team does. So he's heavily involved there. Has been a couple of years there. He's graduated now, but we let him do that in the wintertime. I'm glad he does. He enjoys doing that. Really good at what he does. We'll miss him here at the network. And hopefully he'll get here before the conclusion of this one because really missed having my partner in crime here on a Tuesday night. So the insight he brings is really first class. But Jeff Fugate now in the number 9. He goes around. Teammate Jeff Stakanis put him up to 3rd. Kayla Jules going to follow along suit. Put the 31 car now back to the 6th spot is KJ saw an opening and made sure he jumped in the hole to split up a team cars. That's kind of stuff that, when I think back to the years of running on the super speedways and, you got teammates running together. You got to do something to break them up. And I think that's what KJ may have just done. Get between Fugate and Stakanis. Really upset the run of the 31. He has kind of fallen off the run of that top pack up front now. So we'll wait and see. Maybe tires and fuel beginning to burn off. The handling of the race cars will change. I guess I'll have to wait and see as we're 58 laps in here next time by doing let's see, can we do quick math here, Rocky and Blake be proud. 117, I would say halfway is, probably right about now, 58, 59 laps in, so I guess we can officially say halfway home here tonight at the Texas Motor Speedway, slowed by 2 early caution flags, 2 yellow flags right in the middle of the race about 15, 20 laps ago. Let's take you through a Voiles trucking rundown here in the halfway point. We'll say brought to you by Full Throttle with the Gent over on YouTube. How about that? Jordan McGregor is the race leader over Ricky Johnson, Kayla Jules, Jeff Fugate, Jeff Stakanis currently running out the top 5. Danny Hardy is running 6th. Caleb Lingle will slip ball back to the 7th spot. Kevin Roy is 8th. Rich Knappich 9th. Randy Smith running out our top 10. Herman Reese runs 11th out of 73. Brian Voiles is 12th. Rick Craddock is 13th. Brett Carter 14th. Maverick running out our top 15. Harry Codian now up to the 16th position. 17th is Troy Donahue. 18th, Steve Rubino. 19th is Keith McLean. Pushrod 17. Bob Becker runs back in the top 20. Ron Simpson currently runs 21st. 22nd to Duke Sorensen. Steve Grant runs 23rd. Rob Keller is 24th. The last car in the lead lap. One car, one lap down is Ralph Pauly aboard the number 61. One lap down, 61 car. Out of the race include the likes of Jason San Diego, Eddie Rayleigh, who has yet to return, Wiley King, Gary Moore, and Manny Diaz make up a 30-car field tonight here live at the Texas Motor Speedway. Thank you to Voiles Trucking and Brian and Kathy Voiles. Great to see those two cars out there out of the gate. Ricky up there now in the race lead. Brian back there running in the number 68 car in the 12th spot. Great people at Voiles Trucking, Brian and Kathy Voiles, doing commercial freight transfers, truck leasing. No job too big, too small. Whatever you may need, get a hold of them today on Facebook at Voiles Trucking. They'll appreciate the word from them, and we appreciate all they do for the sim racing community. As we'll take a pause here under green. We're past halfway live at the Texas Motor Speedway. All right, well, I'll break in back here because we have developing story. Yellow, yellow, yellow on the racetrack. Caution flag on lap number 65. The third time here tonight as I was taking a second to catch my breath here, take a drink, and I look up and I look at turn number 3 and 4. And I did see damage on 21 of Steve Rubino. I don't think it started there. I was one car coming off the wall. 77 of Kevin Roy, the Coors Light Ford. He got up in the marbles up there, touched the wall over in 3 and 4. Car came down the hill. Tough to see. I don't know if he had contact yet. There was a little bit of hip check between himself and the Brian Voiles machine. Kevin got loose, came down, and I got a touch from behind. Steve Ravino's number 21, and a couple of cars get piled in involved as well. So we'll just kind of let Jack go back to BladeNo.com. Full velocity instant replay. Ron Simpson's 25 car takes a little damage on that, as did I think the 17 of Pushrod. I think got a piece of the action over there as well. If Pushrod didn't, through the smoke. No, he didn't. Wow, I don't know how you missed that one. Great job by Bob there, but Steve definitely tore up. Ron tore up Kevin Roy. It looks like Duke Sorensen may have also spun around the 59 as well. So back under the yellow flag, third time tonight. Lap number 66. I'm going to let these cars cycle down on pit road. I'm going to enjoy a nice drink of sweet tea, kind of catch my breath here. One-man show here so far for the first 66 laps. Hope you're enjoying it here live at the Texas Motor Speedway. We'll be right back here live on your source for esports racing. right, get ready to go back to Green Flag Racing at the Texas Motor Speedway, live on the Full Velocity Racing Network. I got to say hello to my buddy out there, Andy Margot, for checking in as he normally does in the middle of broadcast, but something for me to read or something to look at. And Andy, you hit a one out of the park. Good to see you out there, buddy. Hope all is well. Haven't seen you on the racetrack here a little while, but hopefully here in the next little while we'll certainly see you again. But always good to hear from my buddies. He'll check in here broadcast night, as all you guys do via Facebook Live and YouTube and Twitch TV. Hope you're enjoying the show on the Full Velocity Racing Network. Been an awesome race so far. Now going to put 70 laps on the board of 117. And we go forward toward the last third of this race. And was hoping Blake McCandless would join me here soon, but I think there as I speak. I think he just kind of chimed in. Let me know what's going on. We got iRacingIFlag.com. Green flag back in the air. Ricky Johnson, Keela Jules, Danny Hardy, Jessica Canis, and Randy Smith. And making up our top five as we go back to green here, the mile and a half. And I don't know, say looking at my, just reading back through my text here, I just heard from Blake, and we'll see if Blake can join us. And I don't think he'll get here before we get off the air here tonight. Looks like he may be caught up there for a little while. So, hey, we'll let him off the hook for a week. He's done a great job. He's filled in for me on an off night. And I'll tell you what, guys, really good, really professional. I know he's out there really enjoying what's going on out there. His basketball season's his time of the year. And I'm glad he's out there being busy, and a lot of great things coming in that guy's career. As we come on in, as I think I just heard a familiar voice up here in my ear. Let me look over here to TeamSpeak as we recap what's going on. I think I just heard out Steve Rubino tell me he's going to pull the car over and bring it behind the wall. Looks like he's going to kind of call it a night there. It looks like too much damage on the side of the 21. So let's see here as we work out of the green flag. I'm kind of clicking around. I thought I heard from Jet. Maybe not. Let's see if we can catch up with Steve. See what's going on with Steve here. See what he's thinking of the racing as I'll drag him around here real quick here under the green. And
User was moved
to be sure of it, Jack, I'm not going to move a channel. I'll move Steve into the racetrack. Mr. Rubino, buddy, sorry to see you back behind the wall. You had another good race going on. As we talked off here, God, you just can't catch a break. But you guys at Hobo got to be thrilled. This is one amazing race we're seeing here for 73 laps.
Yeah, it is. I think even we're a little surprised. It's been a little more cleaner than we expected tonight, so that's good news. As far as my car, yeah, I've been having some luck the last 2 months, but I think I need to qualify better and get out of the back of the field. I think that's part of the problem. That's all right. I was having fun though, Phil.
Well, it was a lot of fun to watch here tonight, man. What do you think we can expect to see next couple of laps? We got Ricky up front there. KJ's kind of lurking. Danny Hardy's up there. Stakanis and Fugate, two guys that have come like mid-pack out of nowhere now up into the top 10. If you had to put your money on somebody to win this thing here now, 75 laps in, where would be the betting money to put it in?
Well, Ricky's fast. KJ's always fast. Danny Hardy's been pretty quiet tonight, and he's just lurking there at third. And Stakanis, he's fast, and I don't know if he has anything for the 29 though, but he's fast. I don't know, the 29's strong.
Well, he certainly is. Well, Steve, I wish it was in better circumstances, man, but I gotta say thanks again. This is a lot of fun coming here on Tuesday night. It's been a really, really good time, and 2 weeks left to go. We go to Phoenix, we go to Homestead to crown the champion. God, I think we're going to be in some really good racing here these next couple of weeks. I even know from a guy like myself who admins these leagues, runs these leagues, you got to be thrilled what we have shaping up in the next couple of races.
Yeah, it's been a great season actually, and I want to thank you guys, and I want to thank Brian for sponsoring these races too. It's been a great season, and it's coming down to the nitty-gritty now, and it's going to be good.
All right, man. Well, I'll let you get back to it. Run the show over here at Hobo, but your brothers aren't here tonight, so a little extra responsibility. So tell Bino we say hello, and thanks again, Steve. We'll talk to you here probably next week.
Thank you.
All right, there you go. Steve Rubino aboard at number 31, and I'm telling you, I heard Brendan. I know I heard Brendan. I'm looking all over the TeamSpeak. I hear Brendan's voice. I'm trying to find him and see what he is up to. We're now 78 laps in. Jack's doing a heck of a job out there kind of keeping me abreast of what is going on, and I'm looking. I hear Brendan. Where is Brendan? It's a voice in my head. No, you know what it is? I know what it is, and I can't fix it. Brendan, if you can hear me, jump onto the Hobo TeamSpeak, bud. I see you're over in the Full Velocity TeamSpeak. I can't get over there and talk to you there. So jump on into Hobo, jump into the broadcast channel. I know you can. And we'll go back and forth over here. And he says that, and he just figured out where he was. He's in the wrong place. I thought I heard his voice. We'll check in with the ambassador of Jet Nation here in a minute. As he is finally figured out he is in the Full Velocity TeamSpeak. He says our mics are muted because he's in the wrong house. Brendan, if you can hear me, wrong house, come home to Hobo. We're over here. We'll talk to you about Ricky Johnson continuing to lead. KJ Kilojoules and Jeff Stakatis, number 31. He's to the inside of the 29 now, over in turn number 3 and 4, racing for a runner-up position over there. But Dodge down low. KJ Chevrolet up high as we get off turn number 4 through the dog leg. And look at KJ. He says he thinks he's one of the cars that can really run strong on the outside the second half of this race. And we'll see if he holds to it because Stakatis is going to take the spot. KJ going to come back to the low side. Danny Hardy as well there in the 03. Randy Smith, how about the Hard Rock Cafe Pontiac? Randy Smith on the top 5 now. Aboard car number 10. Herman Reeks, the caddy now, up to the 6th spot. Herman starting to reel his way back in. Keith McLean, the 28, has worked his way up now into the 7th position. 8th, we find Jordan McGregor coming back to the field. Harry Codian up to 9th. And Maverick making up our top 10. 82 laps in. I think he has found the right place. Is that my buddy, Brendan the Jet? How the heck are you, buddy?
I'm doing good. How are you?
We're doing fantastic, man. You're not out there mixing up on the track here tonight. You kept the 37 car at home, but what are you up to tonight? You enjoying the sights and the sounds of the Full Velocity Racing Network and probably having my voice give you a headache?
No, I always enjoy it. It's a good race, a good, good broadcast every week and week out. I love it, and I seen you needed some help. I came home a little late and wanted to jump on.
All right, well, we have trouble off of turn number 2. One car around to the inside wall, and that's going to put us on a yellow flag. And, oh, no, I think it's the number 28 of Keith McLean that may be around. And I tell you what, KJ said this is Keith's race to win if Keith doesn't screw himself up or if he didn't have one too many beverages before he got out to the racetrack tonight. So I look off turn number 2. Car got really loose over there, and I can't tell if he had a little bit of bump from behind. Jordan McGregor was there. I'll go on board. I know Jack will as well with the 15. Keith's car takes an abrupt right off turn number 2. Gets into the side of the 15. How Jordan did not wreck the car, I'll never know, but Keith's car certainly did. BladeNo.com, Full Velocity Instant Replay will show it. I gotta say, Jen, a guy I just talked to, Steve, who said he can't get no luck. I know you've had no luck recently. McLean also, the last couple of weeks, really good fast cars. Not seeing the finish, that's going to frustrate the heck out of you, knowing you had a good piece and maybe not getting the finish you may deserve for it.
Yeah, poor Keith, he's been running for a championship, and I know he was in the mix to get it. And it's their nature of the beast.
Well, I'm really glad you came in to join. I know we were waiting on Blake. Don't think Blake will get here. So I'm glad I got a partner to come in and banter back and forth with. I don't think you're even in the race server, but hey,
no.
we don't need you there. You can come along and just kind of fill some time with me. That's always good. So I'm looking forward here to these next couple of weeks. And I'll tell you what, Jen, I don't know if we heard this or not earlier on, but I know you're a modified enthusiast, just like I am. I know you faithfully run right here at Hobo on Thursday nights of Whalen Modifieds. I think you checked us out a couple nights ago. We had a really great group over at iRacing, the East-West Promotions Tour. Modifieds hit 44 cars in New Hampshire. We have signed on for a couple more races with those guys. And they're wrecking the pits over here. Randy Smith went around a couple of cars getting together. We're having calamities coming off a pit road now, but we picked up some great racing, the asphalt modifieds over on iRacing. Brendan, I know you watched that race the other night. We're going to be at Stafford with those guys on Thursday night. I'll tell you what, when you get down at Hobo, you got to tune in because the 113-lap race, the 3-tap 113, I got to say it's homage to the late, great Teddy Christopher, Stafford, modifieds. They're going to put heat races together, consolation races on pavement, dude. We got to love our own modifieds do this on pavement with drama. I got to invite you. You got to tune in Thursday night. It's going to be a blast.
I will be there. That's going to be great. That show that they put on in New Hampshire was absolutely amazing. True modified racing. I mean, just the stuff that was going on up front between the lead, with that number 16 modified and whatnot, and taking himself out. Oh my gosh, it was crazy.
It really was. It was a lot of fun to watch some of the most talented names in all iRacing, the modifieds. You get the flavor of guys who've done online racing for a long time. You got some of the younger generations of guys coming up to the sport in the real world, the Catalinos and the Kopechs, of what you will. I mean, so cool to see the flavor of what we've seen over there on that a couple of weeks ago. Last week there at New Hampshire. I'm glad we're going to go over to Stafford here this coming week. I think we got potentially 4, maybe up to 10 races with those guys next couple of weeks. So for modified guys like you, I know we get excited to talk about it. I know it's iRacing, it's kind of a taboo thing. You come back to NR 2003, I'll tell you what, you would have watched some really good racing coming up Wednesday or Thursday nights here on Full Velocity, the East-West Promotions Tour. But also, breaking news to us this week, Brendan, back in NR 2003, the gang, Brian Voiles and the crew over at the BSR, Bomb Squad Racing Group, we're going to be out there racing a 4-race deal starting off on November the 16th. A great 4-race series of putting together Saturday nights that's going to take place couple of months into December, right before Christmas. They're going to put a cash prize up to the top 5 that finish up in the points there of 4 weeks. How cool. Brian Voiles, Kathy Voiles, Voiles Trucking, now over at Bomb Squad Racing. They do so many great things for us. That is a really cool deal. Looking forward to Full Velocity going over there on Saturday night this winter. That'll be fun to cover.
Yeah, that's amazing. I'm really happy for them. I mean, they take care of us at the, for Hobo and taking, doing these live broadcasts and sponsoring them. Really good people, and I'm really glad to see that. That's going to be a cool little series at BSR.
Yeah, really well. It comes up Saturday, November the 16th. The first race, I believe, comes its way for the Michigan International Speedway. I believe it's Michigan. I'll have to pull the schedule up here in front of me here in a little bit. No, we got dates, I believe, at Daytona on that schedule. I believe Talladega, maybe. I don't want to give you more information. I'll get that schedule up there to you here by the end of the night, I'll promise. But I know Brian put a really good post out there over the Facebook community this afternoon or yesterday or whatever, and I'll get that out to the Facebook Live part of our stuff as well. But under the yellow flag, we had some issues getting on and off pit road. We saw Randy Smith around. I see a couple more cars on pit road, and I think they're all coming to top off. I'm looking at the board, Brendan. I see 87 laps on the board, 117. I think that's 30 laps to go. They're in the window at Texas. Guys coming to top off right now with, when I look, 22 cars in the lead lap. That may not be a bad strategy at this play.
No, because track position is key, especially with the pits, and you got to be out, hit your marks all the time. I mean, it's not a bad idea.
It really isn't. We saw the pit window open up. The first 35 laps of this race been caution free. And I'll tell you what, it was right in the tail end around the green flag stops. We saw the yellow. So I'm thinking I saw guys coming about 26, 27 laps. So they may be a little bit close depending on the way they gear their cars, when they tape them up. But I guess we'll wait and see as getting ready for the restart. Phil Lacassiere and Brendan Spatafora jumping in the booth and hanging out with us. Great to see with Jet Willis. Jack Chewin doing a great job on the controls. Say hey to Blake. I know he was checking in, hoping to get here, but I think he'll be off this week, so that's okay. We know he's busy, but I'm glad Brendan up here. At least give me somebody to talk to for a little while instead of feel like I'm just one guy sitting here talking to myself, as they say, in my living room. And they don't figure how I make a living out of doing this. I really don't, but hey, I guess it's something to do. I guess we go back to racing. Jeff Stakanis now going to bring the field to green. Jordan McGregor, KJ, Danny Hardy, Ricky Johnson, our top 5 as we go back to racing here. Lap number 88. Now, look at this championship picture, Brenda. Note something that you can attest to as well. I see guys like Herman Reese, who really had a quiet night. Caleb Lingo's been strong up in the top 5. Guys like Harry Codian, who sit third in the standings. Not quite, I would say, comfortable on the point line yet. They're running in third. You got one race to go. Anything can happen. Harry's a guy who was outside the top 15 all night long. Late in this race, restarts 8th with 30 laps to go. If you're a guy like him right now, is survival? Is it picking up all the points? If you're Harry right now, what are you thinking out there running as we're about 90 laps in?
If I was Harry, I'd say it's go time. I have to get up there and do it all I can. Push that car as much as possible with, without going overboard with it, because you don't want to wreck yourself. And I know a thing about wrecking myself. Thanks, Chad.
We certainly do. We know a lot about wrecking ourselves. I'll tell you what, I think we've thrown away more good runs together than I can think of. You are going to say, though, as I look up here to the racing up front in between Stakanis and McGregor and Ricky Johnson up here, Danny Hardy's mixing it up, but you've become recently a pretty good little super speedway guru. For a modified guy winning races on Sundays at TDR at Daytona. Where did all the speed come from? Super speedway, Brendan. I thought you were better than that.
Me and Bobby are the best pair of teammates. We work well together. We divulge into the setups, not setup, but like the strategy. I mean, and just go for it. We just talk constantly back and forth to each other throughout the whole race about this and that, and we just really good teammates.
It works for you. You guys doing a great job. And he put the call out on me here. And I'm going to tell you what, we're going to be out there Sunday here in a couple of weeks, so we're going to really take it to you guys. We're going to humble you real quick, but we're going to go back under yellow here on lap number 92, and I think we've called this guy's name a couple of times here tonight, and that is a 28 of Keith McLean, and I think he got involved in another mishap over in turn number 3, or this is in turn number 1. I'm not sure if this is completely his own doing. Take a look at it, and that might be one of those you make the call things right there. Is Steve Grant in the number 11. Did he? Yeah, I think he may have washed up the hill just a skosh. And it was just enough to make a little bit of contact with the left front of a 28 of McLean. Sent Keith back into the outside wall. When it rains, it pours, Brendan. It really does. And I would really think that Keith probably has a black cloud on him right now. And I'll tell you what, I feel bad for a guy like that who's really run his butt off. Probably, overrun himself into some wrecks, but sometimes you don't deserve to be crapped on like he is. And looks like 28, maybe done for the night after this one. 3 and he's done. Car's destroyed.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. I'm looking at the replay right now because I'm a little bit behind since I'm not in the server. But yeah, he's got some bad luck on him. I don't know what's going on there. I feel bad for him.
Yeah, I really do too. He's going to finish up 22nd tonight. He's going to join Steve Rubino behind the wall, Ron Simpson, Kevin Roy, Jason San Diego, Eddie Rayleigh, Wiley King, also Gary Moore and Manny Diaz. So 30 car field here at Texas on a Tuesday night. Not too shabby this late in the season. A lot of guys, think of points. Guys like yourself that say, hey, I don't want to go out there, maybe wreck one of the guys running for a championship, being really cognitive of that. But now 22 drivers on the racetrack. All on the lead lap, 93 laps in, so 25 laps here to go. You followed the race all night long. I think these guys are probably pitted for the last time. You think they've kind of made their bet a guy like, say, Stakatis and KJ, Danny, even Harry Cody in out in the top 5. I got to assume those guys have been on pit road for the last time.
Well, it's coming down to the last few laps, and these original tracks are tire readers, so maybe one more stop. I'm not quite sure. That's a hard thing to judge. I mean, I have to say I did miss half the race. I was out, so I didn't watch all of it. But as soon as I got a chance, I put the race on.
Wait, you missed half of me. Bobby and I played Where's Waldo with Where's Brendan here a little while ago. Did you not hear the call for Where's Brendan? That's it. Security. Oh, shenanigans with this one. Brendan the Gent, my buddy, guy who stalks me on the airwaves a lot, has even your fan base isn't here tonight. You take a night off, they all go away? I mean, what's up with that?
Gent Nation loves me.
Is it like the paparazzi when you're out there? They just follow you around with the cameras and...
I wish.
All right. Jack says don't feed the ego. So I don't know if I want to do that to you, but, a great friend and sponsor to us, Full Throttle to Gent over on YouTube. You guys, I haven't checked in a little while. What have you guys been up to over there? Is the show still going well, live and well? Where can people find you?
The show's still there. I know I want to still do the thing with you, and but I just have to figure out the exact way to do it. I've been struggling with it, having a little bit of writer's block with that, because I haven't been following the Cup Series, and
Why would you?
I know, right? But there's been some really big things in the modifieds happening. Like today, Doug Kobe, it's announced that next year he's losing his ride because the team owner is retiring. So he's not going to have that ride unless he buys those cars from him. So there's stuff like that I want to talk about, and I just got to figure out a way to just make it modified only.
I tell you what, I love that. I've always fantasized about a show like that. And I can tell you, there's already one out there. It's a good friend of mine, my former broadcast colleague in my younger years, a young announcer, my buddy Kyle Rickey from the Motor Racing Network. I'll name drop out there every Wednesday night, mrnradio.com, NASCAR Coast to Coast. It really features on the modified world. So, but we got breaking news like this. We'll have to bring that show out live to YouTube as well at some point. Maybe we will do our own little version of a modified mania on Full Throttle to Gent. I think that'd be a great idea.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to something like that, because I'm going to go back to New Jersey soon to see the modified race in July. And I'm thinking about maybe going to the Turkey Derby here in November. So,
Oh, I like that. I like that. We can do modifieds all day. Breaking news: Doug Coby losing his ride. That's a six-time modified champion there. A team where, same deal with Timmy Salamito a few weeks ago. The team owner stepping away, 70 years old, and who could blame him? He's put a lot of time in, but says, I'm running two businesses. The racing operation's taking a lot out of me. So, guys like Timmy Salamito, guy that was top 3 in the points, Doug Coby. I mean, things are going topsy-turvy up in the Northeast right now, and we're not even until the midpoint. We're not even to Thanksgiving yet. Things are already crazy. That's just nuts.
exactly. I mean, this is going to be a really weird ending to the 2020 season for the modifieds because I don't know what's going to go on. But, at least Timmy Salamito, he bought the one car, and if he can run it all season, he was going to try. So at least he's got a ride set up for himself. That's cool for him. But I mean, I just can't see a six-time champion as Doug Coby not having a ride anymore.
Man, I just found that blows my brain right there that somebody like Doug Coby could be out of a ride there. I believe he's won 2 out of the last 3, six-time champion. A guy who I saw his very rookie year, first time in a race car, I think it was 1998, the Stafford Motor Speedway. I covered Doug Coby in a late model back in the day. So I saw him win 8 times his first year out. I knew that guy was destined for superstardom. Never got to a national level, but 6-time modified champion. Great to see his stuff. We'll have to keep up with that there. But we go back under the iRacingIFlag.com. Green flag now, 96 of 117. Jeff Stakanis, KJ Kilojoules, Danny Hardy, Harry Cody, and Jeff Fugate making up our top 5. Maverick running the 6th spot. Rich Knappich 7th. Randy Smith 8th. Rick Craddock 9th. And Jordan McGregor a little bit damaged the 15 car with help from Caleb Lingle. They're holding on to a spot in the top 10. And that is 2 really good cars. And they have to also pass some traffic. Also, Ricky Johnson back there in newer tires. That's 3 really good shoes. Going to have to make their way back up to the field here with only 20 to go.
Let's see. Stakanis is doing pretty good out there. He's been fast all night, it seems.
Yeah, he really has. Doing a heck of a job for sure. He leads. But I'll tell you what, I talked to KJ a little. I talked to him, I always talk to KJ pre-race. It's kind of a ritual we have here recently. And he said, car is good. The 28 was the best car. Keith's obviously not going to win. He said if Keith messes up, I'm going to be there. And he says he thinks he's got one of the few setups tonight that maybe can run up high. So we'll have to wait and see. Texas has never been a place you could really get a lot of speed up high. We'll see what 29 can do so. He's up to the high side, and here comes Harry Cody in the 13. He's to the inside of a 29, so put Harry up to a top 3. He now up to 2nd. He's going to bring Jeff Fugate with him. The 9 car around KJ. I look up to the top here. Stakanis leading. Guys like Cody and Fugate, those are guys running 3rd and 4th in the standings. God, how big would it be to win a race here at Texas to not even worry about ISM next week? Because that's a short track that really anything can happen. If you want to race for a championship at Homestead, God, you got to think if Harry or Jeff can grab this win, they'd be ecstatic.
Yeah, because we're using the old version of Phoenix, so we're not, it's a difficult track. It's not that much room on the straights and whatnot. So, it can get pretty difficult there. So, he can get that right now. Was he sandbagging? Do you think he was sandbagging to save his stuff a little bit for the end?
No, I don't think any of these guys sandbag. I really don't. Maybe you. I'd put you in that category of sandbagging or chrome horning, whatever you may do out there at your 2-gun firearms number 37 you get out there. But hey, you know what? Love having you aboard. Glad you came out to play with me, and I'm watching this awesome race for second going on. Fugate, Harry Cody in. Now, they almost look like they're on dirt. They've changed position about in every corner now. Put the 9 car up to 2nd. You got Stakanis up ahead. So that's 2 team cars up front. I'll tell you what, it's going to be a really good thing. When you look up front, your Fugate, you see Stakanis there in front of you. Because I can imagine late in the going, you want to win a race, but when you have a teammate running for a championship and you maybe can do something that, tongue-in-cheek to give him a break, to push him into the next round, it's nice to see a friend up there running up front. I can guarantee it.
Yeah, having a teammate real close is always good.
I'm going to tell you what, I'm coming out Sunday night one of these races, and it ain't going to be this week because the Cowboys run Sunday Night Football. So after my fiasco at my DVR last night, definitely not going to be missing Sunday Night Football next week. But a couple of weeks, I'm going to tell you what, I'm going to get Todd and Jack to give me a night off. We're going to come over there to TDR Daytona Series, full throttle series there at the Super Speedway. And I am going to split you and Bobby up. I'm going to call my buddy Doug Lockrow. I'm going to call the Navy. I'm going to call the Army. The Reign of Terror brought to you by you and Mr. Farrell. I'm telling you, maybe for 1 week only, it's going to come to an end. We're going after you.
Well,
Targets on your back.
Dougie came in there and says, I'm tired of you two stinking up the joint. And, well, he put on a good show for everyone, but it was Bobby in the end. And I was out because my car was done for an earlier wreck. And Bobby still had the power by himself to get around him at the end where it mattered, the last lap. So...
Jack says he's a cheater. I'm even going to grab the old 69 of Keith Patton, who we picked up a win a couple of weeks ago. So I know all Bryson knows how to do that at Super Speed. I said, I'm going to get some teammates. We're going to know how to do this. And we're going to walk the dog weight. I'm going to call it right now. You guys have poked the bear. You wanted Phil that could win races years ago. I'm coming in a venue. I'm going to tell you what, I don't know when it's going to be. I don't have a date on it yet. But I'm going to come out there. I'm going to make your lives miserable. Call it now. And we got a race for the lead going on because Sacanis, if you get her up there, Harry Cody got up high. He lost a couple of spots, but we got Danny Hardy there. Jordan McGregor has stopped his way back to the top 5. Caleb Lingle was there. McGregor was number 15. He's to the left side of Hardy, running for the 4th spot. For a guy like yourself, who's been a mainstay at Hobo, for a guy like Jordan McGregor to come in these last couple of months, to show the speed he has. God, you got to be impressed the way that guy can wheel a race car. He's up there racing with some of the best of the best. He's got 2 wins and 6 starts. I mean, Hobo, 6 starts, that's 33%. That's not easy to do.
No, not here. Apparently he races at Hickory, if that's the right person I'm thinking about. But I know he does race, and it seems to transfer to the game because he's got talent.
He's got a world of talent now. McGregor now up to the 3rd spot. Caleb Lingle and Jeff Fugate. They're going to go out for a race for position number 4. Lingle down low. Bright green sun drop dodge up high. Fugate now going to be drop kicked back to the 5th spot. Maybe a super kick party there, if you will. For the 9 car is going to come under assault from Danny Hardy. Danny wouldn't assault anybody. Danny's a good guy. That 03 Good Wrench Chevrolet down to the low side, racing off for the 5th position. Off of turn number 4, we have 10 laps remaining here at Texas. Jeff Stakanis leads. KJ Kilojules. He said to me, KJ said as he makes a move to the low side for the lead, so this don't shock me. KJ says, if I can win every race for the rest of the year, I will absolutely do that to stink up you guys' show. What a great guy, isn't he? I'm going to go out there and just dominate. I can just sit there and... Oh, we have trouble! Big wreck in turn 3 and 4. Hardy's involved. Jeff Stakanis on the wall. What in the world happened up in the ranks of the top 5? Yellow on the racetrack. And Brendan's going to see this come back on his screen in a second. But this broke in a hurry over in turns number 3 and 4. And it looked with the 3 car get loose and hit the apron. Did somebody tag from behind? What in the world happened there? That car took an abrupt right-hand turn. And it wasn't even the apron. God, look at the way that car offset. That's incredible. Like somebody pushed it.
Yep, this came right around the rear end, just unlocked.
Wow, right in the middle of the corner. That is the most strange thing. Those cars don't offset to the corner like that. So you got to think something probably had to have broke, maybe underneath the car, maybe in his steering wheel, because cars don't break loose like that. Danny Hardy's way better than that. I'm sure he's going to hate it for a guy like Stakanis as well, because Danny is a class act all the way around. He's done this for a long time. He would hate to take somebody's race out, and unfortunately, he just ruined the 31 car right there. God, I'm sure he's going to be really feeling bad about it.
So they're pitting. So, yeah, they're going to need tires. I knew it was going to come down to that.
All right, so the thing is now, I'm gonna take a peek out there. Jack says they're all coming in. I'm gonna see if Jack's not lying to me. Jack tells me some stories. I'll tell you what, and he will walk me to the edge of the cliff, and he won't talk me. He'll just throw me off it. We'll say that right there. Jack will show me off the cliff as quick as you can imagine. But I look up front, and I see a couple of cars who've not come to pit road. And I'm going to say that the ranks of guys like Steve Grant, Pushrod, Rick Craddock, Randy Smith, and Maverick. Maverick is right now pacing the field on the John Deere machine. Now, that's a guy right there who can really come out of nowhere and steal. We know Maverick's really good. We know Randy Smith is really good. Those guys, we got a lot of talent over here, top to bottom at Hobo. we know tires at Texas play such a big role. 6 cars have stayed out, 110 laps on the board. If we have a quick yellow, did Maverick maybe just make a call that may throw him to victory lane? It's got potential.
Yeah, I mean, there's a good chance that someone gets a little antsy and will cause a wreck, and then we're under caution for the rest of the race. I mean, anything can happen. It's a gutsy call. I mean, but Maverick has been around for a while. He knows what he's doing.
Yeah, he really does. That's a really good race car driver right there, number 23. And Randy Smith as well. Let me make sure here, if I pull my points widget over here, is, we had a lot of screens we work on over here to turn a lot of windows up, and I should say, is, I see Larry says, Brendan, you sound really good in the booth. You could make a career out of this. So, I don't know. That may be cashing a check on the gent we don't want to cash, because when you get busy doing this, it's like you never get out. But Randy Smith comes in tonight, 6th in the standings. See if I get the math here. 59-38. The cut line was 60-17. So about, I'd say, around 80 points. That's not an infallible thing here with the old point system, but man, if Randy Smith can go up there and maybe take a win away from a guy like Maverick and maybe push his way, that could be a dark horse upset looking into Phoenix next week.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty crazy. I'm looking forward to it. I will be on track at Phoenix, so it's going to, I would like to be, how do I say this? I will be your in-car guy if you need anything like that.
In-car, a live in-race reporter.
That's it.
I like that. I always pick on Gent there. As we go back and forth under yellow, I go back with you, I go with Keith, I go with KJ, whoever else I can send. I'll send whispers to random guys just to bust on them during a race, just to let them know, hey, I may not be talking much about you, but I am certainly watching. We do that here the best we can do on the Full Velocity Race Network. So Larry D just sneak in here as well. And if Larry D wants to jump in here and say hello, he is more than welcome. Love seeing the gang from Hobo that maybe not come to race, but they see us out there in the broadcast world and want to come be a part of the show. I invite them all. If I'm by myself, you guys are always more than welcome to jump in. I'll figure out who comes into my channel. We'll say hello. We'll go back and forth, just like my buddy Brendan did here tonight. I'm glad he did, because I tell you what, I know it's been a dreary day in the East Coast. A lot of rain. This time change is kicking my butt. Jack's going to pick on me, but like I said earlier, Brendan, it was pasta day in the house. It feels like we're having pasta every Tuesday. And that's the way just to run my stomach, dry, run my mouth dry. I took a break under green. Jack's picking on me. Yellow comes out. If I don't have a partner, this is not easy to do. I know a lot of guys say I make this kind of sound like easy. This is not. So when guys like Brendan come in to kind of give me a spell, or I see Larry D's popped in now, let's say hey to Larry. Larry D, how the heck you doing, partner?
I'm doing fine. Tell you what, I'm having just as much of a good time watching it and listening to you as when I ran out here Tuesday nights for a little while. These guys do an amazing job, and Phil, you do an amazing job calling the race.
We certainly appreciate that, man. And listen, I know you're a Northeast guy like me. A dreary day in the house. It's kind of kicked my butt today. What's up with the household today? I mean, I know you're out there watching. I'm glad, and I really appreciate the support here in the Kind Woods Soul Network, but on a day like today, is there anything really better to do than sit around and watch a sim race? Because I'd rather watch a sim race than I really would a NASCAR race on TV at this point. I think it's more interesting.
Right. I mean, and it's even a lot more fun when you know the people that you are watching, and you know how many hours of practice that they put in, and they put on a fantastic show.
Larry, I'm glad you stopped in, man. Feel free to stay here for the rest of the race. You want to pop out, I appreciate that, too. But thanks for the kind words. Glad you came aboard here as we get lap number 113 going on the board. A 5-lap shootout. And right away, Randy Smith spins the tires. And, I don't know if it caught up anybody, but we definitely got a yellow on the racetrack. So I'm going to look here because Maverick was leading the field, and that, I don't know if that's going to be enough to maybe a 1-lap shootout, but we work into turn number 3. Harry Cody and the big move to the bottom in turn number 3 and 4 as we are racing back from here, and I almost want to resist the race. KJ's down to the inside. He's going to look high, dead heat at the start-finish line. Harry Cody in wins the race back to the line, 114 laps in. They are all in a lead lap. Rob Keller's car is involved in this one, I believe the 57. 114, 117. You got all you guys experience. Is there any fathomable way we're getting a 1-lap shootout here? I kind of feel this one may be over. It's going to be the best of 1 lap. What do you think?
I think that the infield care center is going to be busy.
Yes. That I do agree with right there. And Jack's going to give us a look here on a BladeNo.com full velocity instant replay and see if I can't get back here and see what the heck happened to Randy. I was in his car. I saw the tires spin, saw the smoke. I wonder if he collected anybody else. I'm sure you guys probably. This shows you. This shows you how much I pay attention to other cars around. I get stuck on a car view. I'm going to go back and take a look at this restart here, and he just kind of goes around. I know I'm giving you old news. You've probably already seen it. And I saw somebody get killed. Who was that? I think that was that somebody hit Rob. Or somebody. No, I was Rob. Who was that getting just absolutely just T-boned? I'm going to go back and look. I know Jack's already showed it. Who's that right there? Oh, it's Steve Grant, the 11. He got absolutely just throttled. Holy cow. I think you guys have probably seen it by now before I do. Shows you how much I go back there. I don't see the replays live. He got a kiss from somebody, and he looks like Brendan in the middle of the racetrack, got passed around like a pinball. You've been on the wrong end of that, Brendan, here a little bit recently.
Oh, plenty of times.
And feel bad, Rob's car all tore up. I see Brian Voiles took a shot. Steve Grant also vaulting Troy Donahue. Maverick is up there trying to steal away a win, but man, late in the going, we just talked about it. Harry Cody and a guy racing for a title. That may have been the pass right there. That may have just officially sent him on to the homestead, because next time by, we're going to complete lap number 115. So I tell you what, great run by him. You're running back to the flag. Man, I don't know what more I can say. Larry, you've probably been in this situation more than I have as well. You're coming on that cut line, racing for a championship. One more week left to go before we get to homestead. You got to imagine a win here, at Texas. It has to be huge for a guy like Harry.
Well, I really can't identify with running for a championship, but I saw that car get punted, and yeah, I've been on that end of it. And you got to know that the big one's going to happen during the last 10 laps, and this one sure as heck did. You see it in the professional NASCAR races as well.
All right, well, you may not be racing for championships much, Larry, and I feel you. But I know what? I see your race cars out there. A card-carrying member of Red Sox Nation like my own. We had a rough 2019. We congratulate the Washington Nationals. What can our beloved Red Sox look for in 2020? Are we going to bounce back next year? I'm kind of concerned.
It really depends upon what this new general manager is going to buy for talent. Great news is that JD is coming back.
Yes.
Not so sure about Betts.
I don't know if they're really interested in getting under that tax threshold. I'll tell you what. They're going to have a lot of games to play to hire a guy coming from Tampa. I'd hate to think it. Tampa, a team that, wins with a very shoestring budget. They beat us. I can't imagine the Red Sox market. We're going to think we're going to cut $60 million of payroll and be competitive. I just can't imagine. I think that's the direction they're going, and I'm really curious to see what we're going to see here next spring.
We need pitching, kiddo. We need pitching.
We got a lot of it on the books, and you think of Chris Sale, David Price, Nathan Eovaldi. I mean, you got Eduardo Rodriguez still under contract. That number 5 starter is going to be wide open. But I could do this with a guy like Larry D all day, and I love it. Baseball is my most favorite thing in the world. We can go back and forth for hours and hours about my Red Sox. But Jack says we're racing, and off turn number 4 this time. I think the lights are still on. I don't think even this lap we can save ourselves. I think, Brendan, this one may be over.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure this one's going to be done. Because usually if it's 6 to go, then they'll have one lap. But 5, yeah, it's done.
Yeah, white flag and the yellow flag over the racetrack. Harry Codian is going to take down the win here tonight at the Texas Motor Speedway. Keila Jules will get second. Jordan McGregor third, Rick Craddock fourth, Jeff Fugate. That's a great point sight for a guy coming in fourth. He gets a top 5. Duke Sorensen, how about Tango getting a 6th place run? That is awesome. Herman Reese will get 7th, Rich Knappich 8th. Danny Hardy brings that wounded number 03 9th. Ricky Johnson takes a top 10 on the 193. Ralph Pauly 11th of 61. Pushrod Bob Becker gets a 12th. Caleb Lingle 13th. Randy Smith 14th. Troy Donahue survives in the 81 car to bring home a top 15. 16th will go to Brett Carter. Maverick will finish 22nd. Steve Grant, 23 car finishes 17th. 18th will be Steve Grant. 19th, Brian Voiles. Rob Keller is going to finish up 20th. Jeff Stakanis, Keith McLean, Steve Rubino, Ron Simpson, Kevin Roy, Jason San Diego, Eddie Rayleigh, Wiley King, Gary Moore, and Manny Diaz is going to make up the balance of the field. And as long as Harry Codian doesn't pull the old Mark Martin and come down pit road before he takes checker, I'm guilty. I've done it before at Daytona. Almost won the Daytona 500 once. We're tired of the backstretch under yellow. I'm hoping Harry don't do it. He's off turn number 4. He is in the dog leg. He is not going to pull what Phil and Mark did. Harry Codian is tonight's big winner at the Texas Motor Speedway. Congratulations to Harry. We will talk to him and the rest of the top 3. Larry, Brendan, guys, it's been a pleasure. Thanks for stopping in. You guys are welcome anytime to come in here and banter, all right?
All right, 10-4 on that. And you want to laugh real fast, Phil?
Yes, I do.
My thumb is fine.
I love it. His thumb is fine. Larry, good to hear from you, man. You check it anytime you want, partner. You're always welcome.
Thanks, Phil. We had 30 talented guys out there. Should have been 31, but Brandon decided to sit it out. These guys did a great job, put on a great show for us tonight.
Absolutely did. Well, we thank these guys for stopping in. We're going to take a pause real quick. We'll get stuff saved. We'll get the top 3 screened out. We'll talk to them live next year, live on the Post Race Show presented by BladeNode.com. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back live. Post Race coming up next. All right, how about this? Quick intro this week. BladeNode.com, full velocity post race show here at the Texas Motor Speedway. Harry Codian takes down the big win here tonight. Second goes to our buddy KJ Kilojoules, and a third place run for a guy who has had a rise over here at Hobo. Guy who I know runs the short tracks out there in the summertime as well. Jordan McGregor, a third place run. First of all, congratulations. I got to say, after getting in that little bit of skirmish there, you had some contact on the left side, the right side. Car somehow came out okay on that one. No motor damage. You got to feel lucky for that, Jordan. Congratulations, bud. Tell us about your race.
Yeah, we had some good fortune when it came to getting banged up a little bit in the race. It didn't affect us too bad. Really, the thing that affected us was just, man, pit road. I was awful on pit road today. Put us way behind early on, so we had to work our way back up. Had a car that could win the race, just didn't make it happen today.
I'll tell you what, let's talk about pit road. You say it was a bugaboo for you here tonight. And we know you stepped away from this sim for a while. You come back to it. This is a hard thing, I know it's a simulator. Some guys call it a game. I call it a game, a simulator all day. It does take some practice here. We haven't seen a ton of green flag pit stops here at Hobo recently on Tuesday. We definitely got some here tonight. How much does that bring rust back into it for a guy like you?
It can definitely bring rust back into it. We were decent on green flag stops. The ones that were killing me was the yellow flag stops. For some reason, I couldn't hit my pit stall. So, we had 3 tries and 1 pit stop just trying to hit my stall. So,
guilty.
It's just one of those days. But hey, we'll take a third place finish after the adversity we faced, and it was a great battle. We had some really good races tonight. Good racing for second, good racing for the lead. Just overall a good battle, and hopefully it was a good show for everybody watching.
Oh, it really was. A lot of great racing, a lot of green flag laps, a lot of fun. I feel you about those, missing the pit stall there under yellow. I've had a 37 car pitting in front of me a couple of times. I've given Brendan a punt under yellow trying to get into my stall. That's what the world goes on. But I love wrecking that guy. I don't love seeing guys like Jordan McGregor get wrecked. This guy's in a world of talent. Jordan, a great third place run here at Texas. We look forward to next week at the Phoenix International Raceway. Bud, let me give you the microphone one more time. Thank all the great people out there that support you in sim racing.
Yeah, hey, thank you guys for putting on a great broadcast. Thank the Rubinos for putting on a great league. Thank you to all the fans that are out there watching. Got to thank Caleb. He had the setup this week. We were struggling yesterday trying to come up with a setup, and he found what clicked, and it let us bring home a third place finish. So thanks to him, and thanks to everybody out there that ran a great race today. We'll go to Phoenix next week, which is a track I really enjoy. So hopefully we can get back on top next week.
We're going to look for it. Jordan McGregor, number 15, and That's like the third guy tonight because I like Phoenix. I don't know. That place has always kicked my butt over the years, so I can't believe guys really like going there. I see it, and I really just kind of I pucker a little bit. I don't like that place at all. But we'll let Jordan get back to it. Another guy who we thought was going to attempt to stink up this show again tonight. He's been stinking up the chase, and I say that belovedly, of course. Our buddy KJ Kilojoules, a second place run here tonight. You said you were betting the house. If Keith didn't win, you were gonna. Keith ran out of talent here tonight. He wrecked his car totally. I'm not sure that was his fault, victim of circumstance, but you said if he didn't win, you were going to take down the money. And I see the 13 at Victory Lane. I mean, can we accept that?
Yeah, I already got locked in, so I let it slide. I kind of hit Harry last week, so I kind of didn't want to race him too aggressive because I'd hate to wreck him 2 weeks in a row. If I didn't wreck him last week, I would have sent that thing on the outside and tried to pass him. Car was plenty fast enough. I think I had the best car. It's just you had to save the tires to last the whole run, and that last run, I ran it hard. Then we had that caution come out, so I knew I was in kind of trouble.
Now
I got to caught back up with me, and if the caution came out again, I just pitted and hope for the best. And we had that chaos there at the start, and all hell broke loose.
I sure did. I got to say, you told me earlier you had a car that could really run up high. Game version of Texas we've been on for 16 years now. And me and Brendan were talking about Tire Eater. Always been really a low side dominant track, as a lot of the old tracks really were. I got to say, how many hours you got in that setup to have a car that's equally that fast up high at a game track? Because for a guy like yourself, I know you got a world of talent. Your cars are always fast. How much time do you put in to make a car like that go as fast as it does? And on a place on the racetrack, there's not a whole lot of grip up there.
I had a really good base. The base was from earlier in the year. I could kind of run the bottom, but me being locked in, I kind of want to try something different. So I put about 2 hours into it last night, just working on it, getting the cut in the center. And about 15 laps in, I could run really high entry, and I could just cut towards the center and run the bottom on the exit. And I was just killing everybody down the straightaways, getting a huge run.
I can't remember the last time I spent 2 hours doing anything except being a couch vegetable. So I give KJ all the credit in the world. That's why guys like him go fast when races, and guys like me will just suck and say admin and broadcast. But KJ, an awesome sport as always, man. Let me give you the microphone one more time. Terrific job as always. Same approach here at ISM next week. Try something different, or are you going to go out there and stop a mud hole in him?
Well, the plan was to get Keith that win tonight, so he's kind of in a must-win situation. So we're gonna do some practice this week. I got a really good setup, so we're gonna try to get Keith the win. If he doesn't win, I'm gonna go for the win. Also, I want to say congrats to Harry. Kind of tough break last week, so I'm glad he got it back this week. So he's locked in to the Final Four. Also, want to thank you guys in the booth right there. Full Velocity Network put on the race. All the Rubinos and admins at Hobo Racing for letting us race here. Brian Voles and Voles Trucking for sponsoring the race. Give a shout out to my teammates. We had a good run there. Rick was pretty good too. We kind of pulled away there that first run. And I also want to give a shout out to my wife again. She was watching the race again tonight, so I got to give a shout out to her.
All right, he's got all the bases covered right there. Our buddy Kilojoules aboard the 029. Grabs a second place tonight here at the Texas Motor Speedway. I'll let him get back to it before I ruin the team speak any more than I will, and I will take the jump down to Bladeno.com, Victory Lane, and we find an old friend down here aboard car number 13, Harry Codian. And Harry, I see a big grin on the face down here in the Vinower Circle, and I tell you what, after a great run at Martinsville last week, this is going to almost feel like a little bit of redemption for you, man. Congratulations. Awesome car you had this evening.
Unbelievable. Yeah, I got in the wall a little bit early in the race and fell way back and thought I was through. I don't think my car was really that good. I made a few changes to it. I just had some short run speed and got extremely lucky. Yeah, and I feel like a little redemption because I definitely had the car last week and you saw how that ended. But hey, I moved on. So pretty good.
It really is, and it puts you into that round of 4 at the Homestead Miami Speedway. It takes Phoenix off the table next week for you, but God, I got to tell you, talk about earlier on tonight, you qualified outside the top, about 20th you started off tonight. Untypical for you to start way back there, had to work your way through traffic, a lot of green flag racing early to take care of your car. How do you use a little bit of track position play there on pit road to get yourself back in the top 5? You had to really overcome you had a good solid car, but there's no sauce over your Hobo. You really got to earn it to pass all these drivers. How'd you make that happen there? Was it more concentration on the race setup? Did you miss up something in qualifying? What put you all the way back there?
Yeah, I had a good lap in the car, and it was just slow. And the race set was the same thing. It hung on a little past halfway, and then it really gave up. So I loosened it up as we went on. I don't think I had anything for those top guys. I just got extremely lucky here. And here at this Hobo League, man, those guys up front every week, they're hard to beat. So I did 2 tires on that last stop, and just held my breath and went for it.
I got to tell you, going into Phoenix next week, but I got to say that the pressure is off now. You go out there, run your race. You'll be at Homestead. God, that's got to take a big sigh of relief off, because I know a lot of guys love Phoenix. I'm on the other end. I hate that place. I see it coming. I know I'm going to be terrible. How much relief you feeling after this one?
Yeah, it's a huge relief. I do love Phoenix. For some reason, I don't know why, I'm pretty good on the flat tracks. So I'm looking forward to Phoenix, still getting out there and running, and yeah, not having to worry about it. That's going to be a big relief.
Well, Harry, it's always good to talk to you, my friend, out here in Victory Lane, finally on a Tuesday night, bud. Let me give you the microphone one more time. Full Velocity Racing Network tonight, live as usual, Facebook Live, YouTube, and Twitch TV. A long time covering, Harry Cody, and take the mic from me and thank everybody out there. Take all night if you have to.
Yeah, you're right. Long time coming. This is the first win for me this season. I normally have a couple here. It just shows the talent in this league. Of course, I got to thank Dan and Steve. Great league they have. Um, Brian Voiles stepping up and sponsoring and getting all these races. Have you guys covering them? That's really awesome. Can't say enough for him. And then, of course, you guys at Full Velocity. I am going to enjoy watching this replay.
For sure. I'll tell you what, this guy here, great friend of ours. Great to see him out here in Victory Lane. And I'll tell you what, probably the greatest TeamSpeak avatar of all. Our buddy Harry Cody aboard car number 13, taking down the win. And man, it's a lot of fun. I got to say, Brendan, buddy, thanks for stopping in and bailing me out, because this is a tough little race to do by ourselves. I love coming to Texas. And I'm really happy because the guys at Hobo, after I guess you could say a struggle last week at Martinsville, having some green flag runs, the redemption here, everybody can feel good here about this one.
Yeah, it looks like it was a great race. I'm glad I caught the tail end of it.
All right, I'm glad you came aboard. Thank you for coming. Got to thank Jack Chun on the controls. Blake McHale, unfortunately, wasn't here, but I think he'll be here next week at Phoenix. Thinks all will be fine, but he'll be here when he can. Appreciate his efforts. Also, got to thank Todd Stanton, my partner in crime, Ron Piles, the rest of the gang here at the Full Velocity Racing Network. Thank our great sponsors here. Thank the Jen, of course, for Full Throttle to Jet. Got to thank Voiles Trucking, Hannaford Record Service, iRacing, iFlag.com. CCM Custom Designs and Engraving, Plano.com, the South Texas Speedway, Milner Media Productions and Designs, TDR Racing League, Hard Motorsports, and Trash Panda Graphics. For all of us here at the network and at Hobo Racing, good night, everybody. We'll be back here live tomorrow night, Wednesday night, street fights at DWRL, 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Be there, and if you're not here, well, I hope you have a good excuse. See you later.
Night all.